जय श्री श्री गुरु गौरंग गंधार्विक गिरिधारी श्री श्री राधा विनोद बिहारी जू की जय। श्री गोविंद गोपीनाथ मदन मोहन जू की जय। नित्याल प्रविष्टम विष्णुपाद शुतर शुत शिशिमार भक्ति वेदांत नारायण गोसाई महाराज श्री गुरुदेव की जय। नित्याल प्रविष्टम विष्णुपाद शुतर शुत शिशिमार भक्ति वेदांत वामन गोसाई महाराज की जय। नित्याल प्रविष्टम विष्णुपाद शुतर शुत शिशिमार भक्ति वेदांत स्वामी महाराज श्री प्रभुपाद की जय। नित्याल प्रविष्टम विष्णुपाद शुतर शुत शिशिमार भक्ति प्रज्ञान केशव गोसाई महाराज की जय। नित्याल प्रविष्टम विष्णुपाद शुतर शुत शिशिमार भक्ति सिद्धांत सरस्वती गोसाई प्रभुपाद की जय। नित्याल प्रविष्ट महाभागवत श्री गोरक्षदास बाबाजी महाराज की जय। नित्याल प्रविष्ट श्री सच्चिदानंद भक्ति विनोद ठाकुर की जय। नित्याल प्रविष्ट वैष्णव सार्वभौम श्री जगन्नाथ दास बाबाजी महाराज की जय। श्री रूपानु गौरिया गुरु वर्ग की जय। श्री रूप सनातन भट्ट रघुनाथ श्री जीव गोपाल भट्टदास रघुनाथ शारद गोसाई प्रभु की जय। श्री स्वरूप दामोदर राय रामानंदारी श्री गौर पार्षद वृंद की जय। नाम जय श्री हरिदास ठाकुर की जय। प्रेम से कहो श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधार श्रीवासरी गौर भक्त वृंद की जय। श्री क्षेत्र मंडल गौरमंडल व्रजमंडल मथुर वृंदावन धाम की जय। सर्व अभिष्ट प्रदत्त गिरिराज महाराज की जय। श्री राधा कुंड श्याम कुंड की जय। श्री यमुना देवी गंग देवी की जय। श्री तुलसी महारानी वृंद देवी की जय। श्री भक्ति देवी की जय। श्री पूर्णमासी योग माया की जय। श्री गोपेश्वर महादेव की जय. Wait, let me look at the calendar really quick. Is today a special day? Sorry, I should have done this before. जय श्री हरि नाम संकीर्तन की जय. जय श्री हरि नाम संकीर्तन की जय. अनंत कोटि वैष्णव. Oh, जय श्री जगदीश पंडित की जय. तृतीय शुभ आविर्भाव तिथि की जय. श्री हरि नाम संकीर्तन की जय. अनंत कोटि वैष्णव वृंद की जय. समागत गौर भक्त वृंद की जय. Shrinitai Gaur Premanande Hari Hari Bo. Oops, I forgot to write that down on my calendar. Anyhow, that. So, we'll do the Mangala Charan and then begin our program. Just 1 second. Where is it? Ajnanatimirandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha. Guruve Gaurachandraya Radhikaya Tadalaye Krishnaya Krishna Bhaktaya Tarbhaktaya Namo Namaha. Oops. Shri Siddhanta Saraswati Tividito Gaudiya Gurvanvaye Bhato Bhanuriva Prabhata Gagane Yogora Sankirtanay Maya Varati Mingilo Daragatan Udrita Jiva Niman Krishna Prema Sudabdi Gahana Sukham Pradat Prabhung Tang Bhaje. Vande Bhakti Vinodang Shri Gaur Shakti Sarupakam Bhakti Shastragya Samrajang Radha Rasa Sudha Nidhim. Namo Bhakti Vinodaya Satchidananda Namine Gaur Shakti Sarupaya Rupanugavarayate. Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadammayam Dadati Swapadantikam Vancha Kalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhya Evacha Patitanang Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha. Vrishabhanusutanvitavamattanung Yamunatatanagaranandasutang Murali Kalagita Vinoraparang Bhaja Godrumakanana Kunjavidum Smara Gadadhara Kelikalang Bhava Gadadhara Pakshachara Shrinu Gadadhara Charukathang Bhaja Godrumakanana Kunjavidum Tavai vasmi na jivami tvaya vina iti vigyaya devi tvang nayamang charanantikam bhaktya vihina aparada lakshai kshiptashcha kamadittaranga madhye kripa mai tvam sharanam papanna Vrinde namaste charanaravindam Bhaja Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasari Gaur Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Dandavat Pranams, Nri Hari Prabhu, Bhavatarani Mataji, Lola Mataji, Deepika Gupta Didi, and let's see who else is there. I see Raseshwari Mataji, and there are 4 other devotees. Also, I'm guessing Indira Mataji is there. But if you write a comment, I'll see who you are. Also, pranams to all the devotees watching in the future, like Shachi Devi, Jayadev Prabhu, Krishna Rose, Ananda Pradayani, Vrinda Didi, and Anuradha Mataji. Hare Krishna. So, tomorrow is January 1st. It will be the disappearance day of Nitya Prabhu Śrīla Bhaktivinoda Ṭhākura Santo Gosai Maharaj, and it will be the first day of this new Bhaktivinoda Gita Dhara program, which will go on for 5 weeks. This is a bit of I'm going to be traveling to Navadvip today, and it's a bit of a busy time for me. And I'm also, I've been working on different things. Anyway, so this program, I don't really know what we're going to do. We're just going to find things. I thought we could start off with this we could start off with this article by Śrīla Bhaktivinoda Ṭhākura called, what is it called? Pratiṣṭhā Parivarjan, Relinquishing the Desire for Pratiṣṭhā. So we'll read that article, and then afterwards we can just, jump around, read different things. and then tomorrow we begin our program. Alright, so I'll share my screen and let's begin. Where is it? There it is. Okay. And so I'm reading right now from Raised of the Harmonist, number 26, 2014. This is the special Bhaktivinoda Ṭhākura edition. If you want to find this issue, the PDF for this, if you just go to Google and you type in Raised of the Harmonist, number 26, this will be the first result that comes up. Haribol Champak Mataji. Okay. Pratiṣṭhā Parivarjan, Relinquishing the Desire for Pratiṣṭhā by Śrīla Satchidananda Bhaktivinoda Ṭhākura. In the depths of Gyan, Vairagya, and so on, and behind all religion, lies the desire for honor and distinction. To the degree that we endeavor to develop ourselves spiritually, to become religious, to maintain a renounced life, and to deliberate and discuss Gyan, we desire our own honor. We desire our own honor and distinction, Pratiṣṭhā. I like the word recognition for Pratiṣṭhā. This desire contaminates our hearts and pollutes our characters. Although we make a great effort to control lust, anger, greed, illusion, and envy, and although we perform severe austerities to control the senses, concealed within our hearts, the desire for Pratiṣṭhā, in the form of a wild infant animal, continues to grow. I learn Ashtanga Yoga with the desire to become a famous yogi. If anyone tells me that my yoga lessons are merely a show, I burn in anger. I discuss and deliberate upon many shastras in my endeavor to merge into Brahma. If I hear someone say that this process is fruitless, my mind becomes disturbed, and I condemn the accuser. We learn 10 kinds of dharma, such as control of the mind and the external senses, austerity and truthfulness. And in carrying out our worldly activities, we perform daily obligatory religious duties, nitya karma, and occasional religious duties, naimittika karma. I don't really like the word religious, because that just makes it sound like. But yeah, we have our daily duties and our occasional duties that we have to perform. Nitya karma and naimittika karma. If someone says that karma kanda is simply useless labor, my mind suffers. I become unhappy because my Pratiṣṭhā is being made to appear insignificant. All this work I'm doing, you're saying it's just useless labor? So I become unhappy. Because what my Pratiṣṭhā is being made to appear insignificant. To those who desire sense enjoyment, who desire bhukti and liberation, mukti, freedom from suffering, they are restless and slaves of the desire for Pratiṣṭhā. So if we want enjoyment or freedom from suffering, we're restless and slaves for the desire of Pratiṣṭhā. When the karmi, jnani, yogi, and so on search in hope of attaining the fruit of enjoyment and liberation, how can they have any peace? They cannot relinquish the desire for Pratiṣṭhā. This desire is very insignificant, however, in those Vaishnavas who have no thirst at all for bhukti and mukti, for enjoyment and liberation. This desire for Pratiṣṭhā is very insignificant in those Vaishnavas. Present-day Vaishnavacharyas desire Pratiṣṭhā and are intolerant. One second, I'm just looking at this. This might be an important message. Okay, never mind. Present-day Vaishnavacharyas desire Pratiṣṭhā and are intolerant. Nowadays, the acharyas of Vaishnav Dharma cannot tolerate the slightest disrespect. From the outset, they endeavor to enhance their dignity by placing their feet on the heads of all. It is not unreasonable for an acharya to receive respect from others. But if he courts that respect for himself, where is his real value? Furthermore, he becomes angry with someone who does not offer him full prostrated obeisances, shashtanga dandavat pranams. Such anger is abominable. Well-mannered people respect an acharya by offering him a separate seat. This is correct and in accordance with Shastra. But if the acharya is angered by someone else sitting on that seat, it is most unfortunate. All such behavior solely arises from the desire for Pratiṣṭhā. It is extremely difficult to give up the desire for Pratiṣṭhā. Many Vaishnavas have given up their homes and accepted the dress of a renunciant. Peace-loving people who consider that householders have the greatest desire for Pratiṣṭhā leave their homes and accept the dress of renunciates. In that renounced situation, however, Pratiṣṭhā arises with an even greater intensity than before. Yes, in that renounced situation, Pratiṣṭhā arises even in a greater intensity than before. If one who has accepted the dress of a renunciate is not offered respect, he becomes particularly angry. Don't you know who I am? If the desire for Pratiṣṭhā is present in householder Vaishnavas and Vaishnavas in the renounced order, what can be said of others? The desire for Pratiṣṭhā is not removed without Krishna Seva. When we collect and contemplate the instructions of great people, we understand that as long as we cannot give up the desire for Pratiṣṭhā, we cannot consider ourselves Vaishnavas. Real humility is not found in mere words. I say that I am not worthy of being the servant of the Vaishnavas. But all the while, within my mind I think that anyone hearing me say this will glorify me, thinking me a pure Vaishnava. Alas, the desire for Pratiṣṭhā does not want to abandon us. For this reason, the best of Vaishnavas, Śrīla Raghunath Das Goswami says, Pratiṣṭhā Shadrishṭhā Shvapacharamani me hridi natet Pathang sadhu prema Sprishati shuchire tan anumana Sada tvang sevasva Prabhudaita samantamatulam Yatha tang nishkashya Tvaritamihatang veshayatisa. It's Manashiksha, verse 7. How will my heart touch this pure sadhu prem as long as the shameless dog-eating lady in the form of Pratiṣṭhā dances there? O mind, you should therefore serve those pure Vaishnavas who are the incomparable commanders of the army of your master, Sri Krishna. They will then remove that dog-eating lady from the temple. They will then remove that dog-eating lady from the temple of your heart and allow prem to enter. So, Krishna Seva, and especially serving the Vaishnavas. If we serve the Vaishnavas, then those Vaishnavas can remove this desire from Pratiṣṭhā. And this sadhu prem will touch our heart. Okay. Extinction of the desire for Pratiṣṭhā in the association of Vishuddha Vaishnavas. What can we gather from the words of this Mahajan, Śrīla Raghunath Das Goswami? We understand that the desire for Pratiṣṭhā can never be removed by studying and discussing Shastra, by hearing instructions from those who have not attained prem, or by practicing various bodily processes of yoga. Okay, so we can't remove Pratiṣṭhā by studying Shastra, discussing Shastra, by hearing instructions of those who have not attained prem, or by practicing bodily processes of yoga. It can only be removed by associating with and serving Vishuddha Vaishnavas. Vishuddha Vaishnavas. Having searched for and found such Vaishnavas, it is our ultimate goal to associate with and serve them. To accept satsanga is non-different from giving up asatsanga. By associating with Vaishnavas, saintliness, sadhuta, saintliness, will manifest in our hearts, and sinfulness will be completely removed. When our hearts are clean, a ray from the sun of prem will enter. This ray, which enriches our hearts with prem, comes from the heart of a saintly Vaishnava. This is the only way to attain prema and give up Pratiṣṭhā. It is the natural method to become a sadhu. All other approaches are fruitless labor. In conclusion, attaining one's eternal transcendental nature is non-different from removing one's temporary material nature. By the influence of sadhu sangha, Krishna prema is obtained, and the desire for Pratiṣṭhā is removed. The nature of Krishna prema is such that it is only entrusted into the heart of Vishuddha Bhaktas of Krishna, and it has no other dwelling place. It is passed from one soul, from one Atma to another, just as lightning passes from one cloud to another. Gradually, by associating with Vaishnavas, the prema in the Vaishnav's heart is naturally transmitted to the heart of the jiva. At that time, wicked tendencies are removed from the heart of that jiva, and a saintly nature manifests in him. All the exalted qualities that purify the heart and that accompany prema become manifest. It is therefore our duty to remove the desire for Pratiṣṭhā by taking sadhu sangha. Translated from Sri Gauriya Patrika, Year 1, Issue 6, September 1949. This is Rays of the Harmonist, number 11, Kartik 2002. What time is it? 7:35. How long is this article? Matsarya, envy. I think we have time to finish this article. Yeah, let's read it. Okay, Matsarya. This is also by Śrīla Bhaktivinoda Ṭhākura. The meaning of the word Matsarya, and who is fit for the non-envious religion of love. The word Matsarya is used with different meanings in different contexts. Among its various meanings, we find envious of others' good fortune, distressed because of their success, malice, and jealousy. These are all definitions. Enviousness because of others' good fortune, malice, jealousy, being distressed because of others' success. Wherever the word Matsarya has been used in the Vaishnava scriptures, it refers to that mood which is adverse to prema. It's adverse to pure love. Dharma projita kaitavatra paramo nirmatsaranam satam. There's the word, nirmatsar. It means no envy. Vedam vastavamatra vastu shivadam tapatrayon mulanam. Srimad Bhagavate Mahamuni Krite Kim va parair Ishvara Sadhya Hridyavarudyate Trakritibi Shushru Shubhish Takshanat. This is Srimad Bhagavatam 112. In this Bhagavat Puran, where fraudulent religiosity and all other mundane goals of humankind have been utterly forsaken, the supreme spiritual duty, the Paramadharma, has been expounded. That Paramadharma is pure Bhakti Yoga, exemplified by those saints who are absolutely free from envy and full of compassion for all living beings. The supreme truth within uproots the three forms of misery and grants the highest form of bliss. When those with ample spiritual merit desire to listen to the message of this beautiful Bhagavatam, which was authored by Mahamuni Sri Narayan himself, then the Supreme Lord Sri Hari is immediately and permanently captured within their hearts. What is the need of any other message? This statement defines who is fit to practice Paramadharma, the supreme spiritual duty propounded by Srimad Bhagavatam. And to relish the liquid humors of pure love, prem ras, is truly the supreme spiritual duty that this gospel enjoins. So those who are without envy, those who are nirmatsara, are the only ones fit to practice this parama dharma. Nirmatsarata means the quality of being free from matsarya, being free from envy. Within the context of this verse, commentators have explained matsarata as feeling happiness upon seeing the misery of others and misery upon seeing their happiness. But if the meaning of the word matsarata is not illuminated in detail, it will not be understood by common people. The gang of 6 foes and the cause of their combined appearance. The jivas, confined by ignorance, have been entrapped in mundanity by the rope of the 6 foes, Sharavarga. Lust, kam, anger, krodha, greed, lobha, delusion, moha, pride, mada, and envy, matsarya. These 6 are called Sharavarga, and they are nothing but other forms of the 5 types of misery, namely ignorance, avidya, egotism, asmita, infatuation, abhinivesh, vehemence, raga, and hatred, dvesh. Interesting. So there are different forms of the 6 foes. That's interesting, huh? Okay. Extreme absorption in gross mundane objects gives rise to lust. In Srimad Bhagavad Gita, lust is described as follows. Dhyayato vishaya pungsang sangasteshu pajayate sangat sanjayate kama kamat krodho bhijayate krodhad bhavati samoha sammohat smriti vibhrama smriti bhrankshar buddhi nasho buddhi nashat pranashyati. It's Bhagavad Gita 2:62 and 63. The meaning of these verses is as follows. By meditating on the sense objects, one inwardly mingles with them. As such, association with the sense objects in the form of acute absorption in them gives rise to lust, to kam, which inevitably leads to anger, krodha. Anger gives rise to samoha, that is, greed, lobha, to enjoy the sense objects even by unfair means. Greed for sense objects leads to loss of memory, moha, which in turn destroys the intelligence, or in other words, it leads to pride, mada, wherein one fails to distinguish between virtue and evil. That pride leads to utter ruination, matsarya, which severely distorts the living entity's natural loving tendency. The means to conquer the enemy. Bhagavad Gita instructs us. One second. I need to close WhatsApp. Keeps on distracting me. Okay, there. The means to conquer the enemy. Bhagavad Gita instructs us, Evang buddhe parang buddhva sangstabhyatmanamatmana jahi shatrum mahabaho kama rupam durasadam. It's Bhagavad Gita 3:43. The meaning is as follows. Realize that the soul, who belongs to the spiritual domain, transcends the intelligence. Controlling the mind through the principle of resolute determination, conquer that inextinguishable enemy known as kam. And kam, like usually we translate it as lust, but also kam means desire. Sometimes lust makes it just sound like it's like sexual or something like that, but kam just means desire. all the foes are within Matsarya. From all these instructions, it is clearly understood that by misunderstanding the nature of our true self, in other words, due to Swarup Brahm, the seed of lust sprouts in our hearts, or the seed of material desire sprouts in our hearts, and gradually grows into the tree of envy, thus sending prem, which is Jaiva Dharma, or the true nature of all living entities, far away. This material desire, or this lust, kam, anger, krodha, greed, lobha, delusion, moha, and pride, mada, are all included in envy, matsarya. Wow. Lust, anger, greed, delusion, pride, they're all included in envy. I guess that makes sense, right? Because if we're envious, then that means that we have some desire, some lust for something, or some desire for something that's not being fulfilled. And in envy, we feel anger towards those who are, in a better situation than us, or who are like that. And then within envy, we feel greed. We want to have that, what the other person has. And from all that, then we become deluded. And then we think, I'm not so bad. And then we have pride. All those things, all those qualities, all those enemies are within envy. Lust is included in anger. Lust and anger are both included in greed. Lust, anger, and greed are within delusion. And lust, anger, greed, and delusion are found within pride, which refers to all kinds of pride, including pride in one's wealth, in one's beauty, in one's bodily prowess, in one's high caste, and in one's erudition. But envy, matsarya, encompasses all of this: lust, anger, greed, delusion, and all kinds of pride. All sorts of miseries are included in envy, and a man prone to envy is devoid of compassion for other living beings. All the miseries of the living beings are truly embodied in envy. Two types of ignorance, namely unrighteous ignorance and righteous ignorance, wicked acts and the desire to act wickedly, pap and pap vasana, and commendable acts and the desire to act commendably, punya and punya vasana. All of these are included within, they are all included within envy. The principles of Vaishnavism, Vaishnav Dharma, namely compassion for all living entities, jive daya, the loving inclination to chant the holy name, name ruchi, and service to the Vaishnavas, Vaishnav seva. So these principles of Vaishnavism stand directly opposed to the condition of envy. Those who feel distress upon seeing the happiness of others can never feel compassion for the living entities, and their hearts can never be suffused with the nectar of love of God. They maintain hatred and jealousy towards Vaishnavas, a hatred that arises from the long-standing distortion of their constitutional nature. Only those who are free from envy can embrace the import of even humbler than grass. Only those who are free from envy have imbibed the true meaning of the verse beginning Trinadapi. Sriman Mahaprabhu has said, Trinadapi suni chena tarorapi sahishnuna amanina manadena kirtaniya sadahari. That's the third verse of Shikshashtaka. It means, only he who feels lower than a blade of grass and who is more tolerant than a tree, who expects no honor for himself, but who is able to give due respect to all others, only that person is qualified to perpetually chant the holy names of Hari. A person who is free from envy possesses no false pride for wealth, beauty, high caste, education, or mundane physical strength, and therefore regards himself as even more insignificant, sunichena, than a blade of grass. Such a person is also free from anger, aggressiveness, and violence. On account of that, he is even more tolerant, sahishnuna, he's even more tolerant than a tree. That is, he is exceedingly compassionate. A person such as this, who is free from envy and false pride in his caste, education, and so on, despite being blessed with all virtue, never craves recognition or adoration from others. Thus, he is amani, that means one who does not expect honor from anyone. That person, being free from envy, always feels happiness in the happiness of others, and pain in their sorrow. And so, he treats all living beings with due honor, manada. In general, by being compassionate toward all living beings, he shows respect to them all. By offering great honor to noble souls like Brahmins, priests, and Vaishnav Praya, unperfected Vaishnavas, he pleases them. And while devoting himself to the lotus feet of perfected Vaishnavas, he serves them. The 10 symptoms of the non-envious. And you'll see here he's going through the 10 offenses. So basically those who do not commit any of the nama-parads, they are non-envious. Pretty interesting, huh? So let's go through this. The 10 symptoms of the non-envious. 1. He who is free from envy, by his very nature, never criticizes sadhus, never criticizes saints. 2. He does not consider demigods to be independent lords, for his intelligence is absorbed only in Sri Krishna. Yet he does not disregard them. 3. He has faith, he has Shraddha in Sri Guru, and all other superior devotees as befits each of them. 4. He offers respect to the bhakti scriptures like Shruti. There's a footnote here. It says, which includes Srimad Bhagavatam and the Upanishads. 5. Abandoning meaningless arguments, he apprehends how the holy name is topmost, is the topmost meaningful attainment. It is the paramartha, a perception rooted in perfect conviction that the holy name, that Nam, and its owner, Nami, are one and the same. 2. He never engages in wickedness while depending on the protection of the holy name. 7. He does not consider the auspiciousness of ordinary piety, such as societal dharma, religious vows, vrat, or renunciation, to be comparable in any way to chanting the holy names. 8. He tries to inculcate faith. He tries to inculcate faith in the faithless, but never grants them the holy name until that faith has awakened. Interesting. 9. He believes completely in the glories of the holy name as described in the scriptures. And 10. And he is devoid of any sense of I and mine in relation to mundanity. O readers, non-enviousness alone is liberation for the living being, and envy his only bondage. In Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita it has therefore been said, Chaitanya Charita Shuno Shraddha Bhakti Kori Matsarya Chariya Mukhe Bolo Hari Hari. Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita Madhya Lila 9:361. Translation is, endowed with full faith and devotion, listen to the life work of Sri Chaitanya. Cast aside envy and let your mouth sing Hari Hari. So this is translated from Sri Gaudiya Patrika, Year 5, Issue 5. Jai. Okay, so we have 7 minutes left. So there's this one short thing we can read by Srila Trivikram Goswami Maharaj. It's very short. So that's what where is it? Where? Hey, I skipped it again. Sorry. Okay, sorry guys. Here it is. So Srila Trivikram Goswami Maharaj, you can actually see a video of this on YouTube. But this is, I think, was it 1997 or 1996? 1997. Navadip Parikrama in 1997. So this is the morning speech when our whole Parikrama party in 1997 with Devananda Gaudiya Math was at Śrīla Bhaktivinoda Ṭhākura's Samadhi Swananda Sukara Kunj in Godrum. So Srila Trivikram Goswami Maharaj, he says a prayer for his mercy. And if you watch the video, you'll see that all throughout this speech he's just weeping. Like it's like very intense, actually, which you can't just get from reading it. You have to, okay. Although I am very unfortunate, at the same time, I am extremely fortunate because on the strength of the mercy of Sri Guru and the Vaishnavas, I am participating in this Dham Parikrama. Many of us have no proper understanding or realization of this Dham, this Parikrama, and the Sankirtan pastimes that took place here. Only by the mercy of Sri Guru is it possible for the heart of the Jiva to have such realization. This is what we're reading about yesterday, isn't it? The great personality who has mercifully manifested the Swarup of this Dham before us is Satchidananda Bhaktivinoda Ṭhākura. We have assembled at his bhajan stali. Our exclusive prayer to him is that he bestow his mercy upon us. By his mercy, we can enter the realm of bhakti. In particular, we will understand the pastimes of Sriman Mahaprabhu, who is the embodiment of magnanimity. It is only by Śrīla Bhaktivinoda Ṭhākura's kindness that we can understand something of this. Had he not come, a hellish worm like me would remain forever deprived of his gift. This is certainly true. His immortal writings and message sustain our life and soul. He is eternal. Therefore, we pray that he bestow his mercy upon us, understanding the anguish in our hearts. Since I am bereft of Tattva Gyan, I have nothing else to say. I pray that he is merciful, so that I can become eligible to realize these subject matters. And then this is the evening class, at Sri Devananda Gaudiya Math in Navadip, and Srila Trivikram Goswami Maharaj, he spoke. This is on the same day, in the evening class. Śrīla Bhaktivinoda Ṭhākura, Gaura Shakti. Who was Śrīla Bhaktivinoda Ṭhākura? He came in a certain year, and he left in a certain year. If we base our understanding of who he is on such information, we will not understand or realize his actual nature, his prakrita tattva. But we know that he is non-different from Sri Gadadhar Pandit. He is Gadadhar Abhinna Tattva. And we know that Sri Gadadhar Pandit is the very potency of Sri Gaur. Śrīla Bhaktivinoda Ṭhākura is Shakti Matayor Abheda. There's a footnote here, Shakti Matayor Abheda. That means Shakti, potency, and Shaktiman, the possessor of potency, are non-different. Therefore, since Śrīla Bhaktivinoda Ṭhākura is Shakti, he is non-different from Shaktiman. So it is therefore possible for him only to bestow upon us the complete identity of Shaktiman, the possessor of potency, and thus make us aware of Shaktiman Tattva. Because he's Gaur Shakti Swarup, right? He's the very embodiment of Gaur Shakti. So only he is the one who can give the complete identity of Shaktiman. If such Shakti, the most intimate Shakti, the dearmost Shakti, the most capable Shakti of Shaktiman did not exist, then we would never be able to understand the reality of Shaktiman. It was for this reason that Śrīla Bhaktivinoda Ṭhākura came to inform this world of the intrinsic nature, or Svarup, of the Lord's potency, as well as the intrinsic nature of Shaktiman. It was not possible for anybody else to reveal this Gora Dham and Gora Tattva. Sri Bhagavan is non-different from his Shakti. There are so many Shaktis. Parasya Shaktir Vividhaiva Shruyate. There is only one Parashakti, and this Parashakti has various manifestations. That's from the Shvetashvata Upanishad 6.8. The capability to attain thorough knowledge of absolute reality of Tattva Vastu is possible only for Shakti, which is very close to Bhagavan, united with him, and absorbed in him. From his writings alone, we can somewhat understand his identity. The words emanating from his lips are the transcendental holy name, Nam Brahma, or transcendental sound vibration, Shabda Brahma. They are not mundane sound vibration. They are not Jada Shabda. As a result of that Shabda Brahma alone, we see that so many people have assembled here for Navadvip Dham Parikrama. Therefore, we begin our parikrama from Godrum by first taking shelter of him. If he is merciful, then only can we have some understanding and conception about who is our worshipful deity, our Aradhya Dev, our Aradhya Tattva, our Upasya Tattva. Jai Śrīla Satchidananda Bhaktivinoda Ṭhākura ki Jai. Śrīla Bhaktivinoda Ṭhākura's mercy is vital. And I'm not going to read anymore because time is up, but there's a beautiful thing from Śrīla Bhakti Rakshak Śrīla Goswami Maharaj on this topic of how Śrīla Bhaktivinoda Ṭhākura is Shakti Tattva. Anyhow, let's end now because I don't want to go over time. Right. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Nitai Gaur Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Nitai Gaur Hari Bol, Nitai Gaur Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Nitai Gaur Hari Bol. Jai Shri Sachinandan Gaur Hari ki Jai, Shri Radha Vinod Bihari Ju ki Jai, Shri Govinda Gopinath Maran Mohan Ju ki Jai, Jai Śrīla Gurudev ki Jai, Jai Śrīla Param Gurudev ki Jai, Jai Śrīla Prabhupada ki Jai, Shri Rupanu Gauriya Guru Varga ki Jai, Swapar Shadji Gaur Nityananda Prabhu ki Jai, Shri Radha Krishna Gopa Gopikan ki Jai, Shri Giriraj Maharaj ki Jai, Shri Tulsi Maharani Vrinda Devi ki Jai, Jai Śrīla Satchidananda Bhaktivinoda Ṭhākura ki Jai. Jai, Jai, Śrīla Saraswati Thakur Prabhupada ki Jai. All of those in the line of Śrīla Bhaktivinoda Ṭhākura and Śrīla Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur Prabhupada ki Jai. Ananta Koti Vaishnava Vrinda ki Jai. Samagata Gaur Bhakta Vrinda ki Jai. Shri Nitai Gaur Premanande Hari Hari Bol. Vrindai Tulsi Devai Priyai Keshavashacha Krishna Bhakti Pradadevi Satyavatai Namo Namaha. Vancha kalpatarubhyascha kripa sindhubhya cha patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namaha. Dandavat pranams, dear devotees, Nri Haribu Bhavatarani Mataji, Lola Mataji, Deepika Gupta Didi, Champak Mataji, and Anadhi Krishna Prabhu. And let's see on YouTube and Facebook who is there. Where is it? I see Raseshwari Mataji is there. I'm guessing Indira Mataji is there. And I don't know who all the other devotees are. If you leave a comment, I'll see your name. Also, pranams to all devotees watching in the future, like Shachi Devi, Jaidev Prabhu, Krishna Vallabha Didi, Ananda Pradayani Didi, Vrinda Didi, Anuradha Mataji, and everybody else. Dandavat pranams. See you all tomorrow for the start of our Bhaktivinoda Gitidhara program. I'm not going to have any time to prepare for it, so totally going to just wing it. We'll see how it goes. But I will be sending out on my newsletter, or my mailing list, vineofdevotion.com. I'm going to be sending a form with all the songs of Sharanagati and a sentence summarizing each song. And you will have a chance to select 4 songs from that list, and those will be the songs that you can focus on yourself and throughout our program. So yeah, you can either just go to my website, vineofdevotion.com tomorrow, or you can subscribe if you want to get it in your inbox. And yeah, I look forward to going through all these songs of Śrīla Bhaktivinoda Ṭhākura with all of you. All right, Haribol. Dandavat pranams. So yes,
Haribol Prabhuji, about Rini wanted to ask you something.
Yes.
Hare Krishna, Dandavats. On the second article, who was that by?
They're both by Śrīla Bhaktivinoda Ṭhākura.
Both articles. So you were saying the word religion, you didn't, religiosity, you thought it would be better not to use that. Is that the translation you're referring to? Because I know you wouldn't want to change what Bhaktivinoda was saying.
Yeah, that was for the words nitya karma and naimitic karma.
So you think the translation shouldn't be religiosity?
I mean, it's probably okay. It's just religious. It says daily religious duties and occasional religious duties, but yeah. So I don't know. The word religious, it makes it sound so like it narrows it down so much, and so for nitya karma, but like we have our daily obligations for our, like we have to work to maintain our family, we have to do this, like there are all these different duties that we have. And so when it says religious duties, then lots of times it makes it sound like, like it makes it sound like religious duties. It doesn't make it sound like, oh, working for your family and maintaining like that. I don't know. That's just me. But yeah, that's a translation thing.
I think that's a good point, though. And then in the 10 symptoms of non-envious, I was really surprised to hear that you should not give the holy name to someone. What was the statement?
I don't remember actually. What are you talking? Like at the ends, it went through the 10 offenses of the holy name, and it was giving the opposite of that. That those who are non-envious, they don't commit any of these 10 namaparāds, and it gave like the positive opposite of each.
That they don't give the holy name to someone who isn't. Well, I guess that's the same as don't preach to the non-faithful, right?
Yeah, I can go back to that one. Let's
okay.
It says to give the.
Here it is. So it is. He tries to inculcate faith in the faithless, but never grants them the holy name until that faith has awakened.
So that's similar to don't preach to the
don't preach to the faithless.
Yes. Okay.
So first he gives that person faith, and then he gives them Harinam.
So for me, it clarifies it like why then our acharyas are so merciful, like Prabhupada.
Right, because they get Prabhupada and Gurudev and all our line, they just give, and Nityananda, Lord, they give the holy name to everyone.
Put conditions.
And they inject everybody with faith in the holy name as well, right?
Of course, in my case,
condition until we have developed that faith.
And
then they give us our name.
Right, after we develop the faith. But then my first written instruction from Srila Prabhupada was the best service is to chant the holy name always and spread it to every town and village. So I'm not able to give people faith, but he's telling me to chant and spread it.
So what are you doing?
Yeah, actually, that's a good question. Like, what does it mean to give Harinam? I don't think, because like, of course, when we do Nagara Sankirtan and we're chanting Harinam throughout the streets and everything, there's lots of people who don't have any faith and who even hate the devotees and stuff like that. But I don't know if that's what it means to give Harinam.
I'm not giving Harinam, I'm spreading it. But you're right. Yeah, so I was just thinking, I have these instructions, always chant and always spread it, but it's not the same as being a guru.
Giving initiation.
Right. That clears that up fine. Thank you, Prabhu. Have a nice journey to Navadvip.
Yes, safe journey to you, Prabhu.
Thank you.
To you.
Thank you, Bhavatarani Mataji and Hari
Yeah. Hare Krishna.
Where's the assembled teas?
Hari Bol.
Hare Krishna. All right. So, if there's anything else anybody wants to say, then you can mention now. Otherwise, I'll see you all tomorrow, and we'll see what happens tomorrow. It's going to be kind of a very spontaneous program because I'm not going to have any time to prepare for it. I'm just going to anyways, okay. Just looking at, and I see Nikunja Bihari Prabhu is there and Ganga Mataji is there. Hari Bol, Dandavat Pranams. Right. Hari Bol, everybody. Jai Shri Radhe.